Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Disc Golf Nerd, and today we're going to take a look at a few different options that can help you out with your grip. Now, I maybe should have made this video in the summertime when there's a lot of sweaty hands out there on the course, but this is also really effective here in the cooler months in my area in the Pacific Northwest. Dew on the grounds, a lot of drizzly, rainy rounds that you're going to end up playing golf in if you live in the Pacific Northwest, especially if you're a year-round golfer. And these are some accessories that can help you out maintaining control out there and keeping a good grip of the disc. Obviously, we all know that connection between your hand and the disc is extremely important, and some people just need a little help. I realized recently that I actually have 4 different options for this type of thing, this type of accessory that can help you out maintaining grip and control out there on the course, and I want to run through them in this video from my experience and just show you some options in case it's something that you're interested in. Real quick before we dig in, I want to say a huge shout out to the Disc Golf Nerd Patreon support team, especially new members Derek and Jason. Really happy to add a couple new members to the team, and I really appreciate the continued support of everybody who supports the channel. You know, beyond the financial contributions, just knowing that people care enough about the channel and appreciate the videos that I make so much that they sign up to Patreon, that means as much, if not more, to me than the financial contributions that are helpful and I do use. So shout out to all those people, all my viewers, subscribers, etc. And let's take a look at some different options. So the first one I ever really heard of, other than people using straight up climbing chalk back in the day, is the classic whale sack. Now you can see how long I've had this one kicking around. This one's kind of pretty beat up. It also says handmade in Portland, Oregon, because Tina was still living here at the time. I met up with her out at Rooster Rock. We played around together. Actually, was the site of one of the worst shots I've ever thrown. It was pretty funny. I threw a trespass down onto the muddy edge of the pond there. I climbed down to grab it, and I don't know why I didn't just pick it up and just carry it back up, but I decided to play it from down there. And because it was wet and kind of muddy, it just flopped out of my hand like 10 feet directly out into the pond, never to be seen again. So the whale sack just has dry material inside a cotton sack. I believe she continues to use a really basic cotton fabric for these. You know, you can see it's just like a hand sewn using a machine or whatever, but it was all done by Tina at this point. This one's designed with this tail so you can tie it around your bag and stuff. It seems to work fine. Most people seem to just kind of keep them in your pocket, and you can hopefully see, yeah, you can see the dry earth or the chalk or whatever is in this particular one coming out. So this is the first time I was ever really introduced to this. Now, me in particular, I don't really have sweaty hands at all. In fact, my hands are often dry, and usually when I'm out there on the course, I'm more likely to lick my thumb or something to try to get a grip on a disc. So it wasn't something that I ever really used, but the whale sack and these type of just kind of standard dry bags like this are extremely common to see out there on the course, and they're also extremely popular amongst professional level players. A lot of pro players couldn't even consider getting through a round without using some type of dry bag like this. You know, it ends up being part of their routine and stuff as well. The more kind of modern interpretation on that will be the loot bags. And this one is actually one that I helped design. This is a picture that I took and edited from Milo MacGyver out here in Portland, Oregon. And this one has the loop on it, which I think is really solid and I think is preferable to the tie-on tail setup, because this you can just throw on little carabiner, clip it on your bag. That's what you want to do. And it also has this kind of sublimated fabric similar to the jerseys and different type of thing that you can print these really good looking images on. And there's also some stretch to this one, and these come in a variety of different fills. This one is the clay, chalk, and silica beads. And yeah, this one I think I would be more likely to use than the whale sack. You know, first of all, because this one is a custom design one that we might have these available for sale relatively soon. I'll let you guys know. You know, leave a comment if you're interested in this sort of thing. I thought it was a pretty cool picture, and I thought it came out quite well on the actual design as well. But yeah, these feel really solid to me, and the fact they have that little loop there, I like the kind of solid feel in the hand on this guy. So that's the loot bag. Next we have Max Wax. And the Max Wax comes in a chapstick form, and also these minis. It also comes in a couple different versions. It has a winter blend that I actually like better overall all the time personally, because it's softer and easier to get the wax on your hand. But this one's fully formed. I usually will cut this in half to split it up into 2 different golf bags. And I do carry it in my golf bag. It's not something I feel like I need to use all the time, but when I feel like I'm having trouble with my grip, this is something that I will go ahead and use. You can warm this version up. This is like the original. And then, yeah, they have the summer blend as well that'll maintain its stiffness a bit more in that hotter temperature. But basically, I will just rub my whatever the contact point is, right? So usually like that part of my thumb right there will sit on the disc. You can just rub that on there and get some friction going. If you need to use like a lighter or a match to warm it up, you can do that. And it ends up getting a little bit of that residue onto your hand in your grip points, and this stuff really works. You will feel the disc rip out of your hand differently when you use this because it really helps you kind of control it. I know Andy has used it and enjoys it as well, and it's not something that he uses constantly, but again, it's something that we'll both kind of go to in times where we feel like we need that little bit of extra security with our grip. And it also lasts quite a while. When I was using it more, it will tend to leave, some little wax residue on your discs, so that's just something to note. The same thing will happen with these dry bags. You'll get some of this powdered residue on the discs. Some people like that. They'll purposely slap them on the disc to get that on there. And I actually quite liked it. After a while, there was like a little bit of that like kind of tacky, waxy spot on the disc, and I just put my thumb there and throw it. So that's Max Wax, definitely a cool product. From Dirty Birdie, this is the bird sauce. This is liquid chalk. So this, I'll give you a quick demo. It's all over everything. But yeah, you can see it's a liquid. And then once you actually spread it onto your hand, it'll dry. The moisture will evaporate, and it'll leave this like coating of just dry chalk on your hands. Now this stuff will last. Yeah, you can see as the evaporation occurs, you can see it dry out into just a white chalk residue there. Now this stuff will last you. You can kind of apply it, and you don't have to constantly keep adding it. So if it's something that you struggle with, obviously I wouldn't put it on both hands. I was just trying to demonstrate it. But if this is something that you struggle with and you have really sweaty hands, this could be good stuff to try because you don't have to constantly have the bag in your hand. This stuff I think is better suited to people who do have issues with sweaty hands and moisture control and stuff. I think this would be a good option for you to try out. For me, I have such dry skin already that, I've tried it on a couple of rounds just to see how it did. It definitely gives you a nice tacky grip for putting and stuff, but I didn't see the need to continue to apply it just because my hands already felt pretty dry when I was out testing it. But it's definitely an interesting option I wanted to give you guys a look at. Rinses right off with water, but even after rinsing my hands of the bird sauce, it actually feels like it kind of sucks some of the moisture off of the surface of my hands as well. So if you have problems with sweaty hands, definitely something you might want to look into. Now, at the risk of getting chalk all over my filming table here, I'm going to let you guys go. Let me know if you have any questions about any of this stuff. Hit me up in the comments. I appreciate everybody for sticking around, and I will be back with a new video coming up very soon. Cheers.